welcome on to Meltdown. Today I have the pleasure to be joined by...
I am Monkey Boy, aka Brian, from the DOOD, the Distinguished Order of Disobedience.
I love the band name, and you're going to be releasing your album in a few weeks' time now. Are you getting anxious or impatient waiting for its release?
Incredibly impatient. We do things a little bit differently than a lot of people do. A lot of people get their album fully recorded and ready before they even start the whole process of starting to release the release and everything else. We don't do that because I don't trust anybody to not just leak the album out the second it's ready. So, because we're all horrible about that. That's including myself, of course. But so yeah, no, it's been ready for about a month now in its entirety, and it's so hard not to just show it to everybody and be like, hey, what do you think? Is it okay? Is it good? Is it, you like it? Share it to your friends, that kind of thing.
It's fantastic. I think, was it through Clawhammer?
Clawhammer PR, I believe hooked us up with you, which is great.
Yeah, it's amazing, man, honestly. So you recently released Final Girl. Can you tell us a little bit about this video and the song?
Well, actually, last night, which you may not have even seen, we released the actual official video for Final Girl. The video you saw was the lyric video.
Right.
But there's a lot to talk about here. Final Girl basically is, speaking about like old slasher films and like Jamie Lee Curtis being the final girl left, the one left alive at the end of it all. That's basically what the song is kind of about. I don't normally like to explain like what I write because usually has those double meanings and stuff.
Yeah.
And I want people to take their own meaning from it. But basically this is an easier one for on that side. The video, we actually went to a cabin in the woods for an entire weekend, and I filmed a movie. I filmed a 45-minute movie to cut down into like a highlight reel, and cut down into a highlight reel for the video. So very excited. I don't think many people have seen it yet. It just released last night. But I'm excited to see what happens. We've got it's full on horror movie, weird, people getting heads cut off, eyeballs.
Oh, I love it.
Weird, but probably going to get thrown off of YouTube or wherever we're on, but it doesn't matter. We got to do what we wanted to do.
That's easy to get thrown off YouTube, apparently. Yeah.
Not that hard these days.
No, it's really not, man. So also 2,000 Miles. That's the one with the balloon, isn't it?
Yes, the orange balloon. We had a friend of ours who's a brilliant photographer. Her name's Lisa Larkin, and she had filmed the first portion of the video with us in the room with whatever. She had done the filming, and she was supposed to come and do the second portion of it, all the storyline sequence. But as it turned out, time just wasn't permitting. So I wound up filming it and whatnot. But it was actually her idea to have the balloon. And as we passed by this girl every single time, it shows that you're constantly going, but you're never really going anywhere because it gives you the same thing. Like this is the same person going through life.
Yeah.
Or at least these people are connected. If you didn't read that much into it, at least people are connected by this orange balloon.
Yeah.
And it's it really at different stages of life, whether it be the same person or others. And I don't know, I thought it was a kind of a nice touch. So I said, hey, I'm stealing your idea. We're going to use that. And I like it.
Amazing. And I understand, like, I was going to interview you a few weeks ago, and then you had a major hurricane there, didn't you? That was a bit scary, was it?
Yeah, it was. Honestly, it was really bad down here where I am right now. I live about 2.5 hours north from here. And this is where I rehearse. I come down here once a week to rehearse. And then usually, when we play shows, we play shows all over in different states and all that sort of stuff. but it was really bad down here. I guess there was a lot of flooding. Some people died in the whole thing, and it really, really horrible. Where I was where the actual eye of the storm passed right by, and it wasn't that bad. The worst thing that happened was my internet was not stable in any way, shape, or form for like 3 days, and that was when we were supposed to originally do this interview.
Yeah. So. And I understand you're playing. Is it Jackson in Florida tonight? In a few hours, is that?
Actually, we are in Orlando. That was last week. I know it's been weird because we've been kind of fighting with the schedule trying to get this going. We are in Orlando at a place called The Spot.
Right.
That's in Florida, Orlando, Florida, at The Spot this week. Next week, we're in Tampa, Florida. We're playing with Trapped, which is going to be a fun show, the Brass Mug. So, and then many more to come.
And there's plans to get over to the UK next year, I understand, yeah?
Yeah, there's a we're on a festival I can't announce about yet because it's not announced.
Right. Okay.
But then that festival is not in the UK, but it's over there in Europe. And the goal and the plan as of now, as soon as that's announced, we're going to book a tour around that festival.
Okay.
And hit as much of Europe as possible. And UK is definitely where we would like to go because, honestly, that's always been, ever since I was a little boy. I know it's kind of weird, but ever since I was a little boy, I always wanted to go to the UK. Always.
Right.
And I've never been. And I'd like to at least get started going there because I think I'll really like it. Or, maybe I won't, but who knows?
Can you tell us a little bit about the album artwork? Do you plan to have that framed then at home? I think it's amazing.
Well, the album artwork, I usually go through this gentleman out of Thailand who his name is almost unpronounceable, but his company is Inksonium. And we had some ideas and we threw him his way. He gave us some things back. We just weren't quite. It just wasn't quite jiving. It wasn't feeling it. And then I was talking to Jonesy, our bass player, and she said, "I'd really like to see because we've got a running theme where there's this hooded figure on every album cover, pretty much except for our EP. So basically, we wanted to kind of do this dichotomy between like the way things are, the way things are going to be, the way things look like they're going. So the album cover, I actually did it with AI, which I know, don't, most people hate AI. They don't write my songs, I'll tell you that much. But it was, just our guy who's basically he started out just a floating head skull.
Right.
We gave him a body and all that sort of stuff, which was nice of us, I thought. He wanted one.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there looking into this pool of water in the middle of the city street, and in the reflection is him kneeling down looking into a pool of water, but the whole entire city is destroyed. And it kind of for us it really goes along with a lot of the themes that are on the album because we I look at it this way. We don't like to be political. We don't like to choose sides politically. I prescribe to the old punk rock adage, trust no one, question authority. That's the kind of thing. And it's like, things are going, we're just going to run ourselves into the ground, especially in America. America's not, I love America and I do. But it seems like, okay, we used to have our, I don't know if I could cuss, but we used to have our things together. And I don't know, it just seems these days we don't. And I'm not sure exactly where we're going with that because there doesn't seem to be any hope in sight.
No, it's like the UK, man. It's not good at the moment. It really isn't. Do you plan to have a release party? And if you do you plan to do a live stream? That'd be amazing for your fans over in the UK.
We are going to do a release party. It's the release date is the 17th. We're actually going to do the release party on the 21st, which is that Saturday, and it's going to be actually here. What we do is we put on a show right in front of the warehouse, and we make the physical copies available to everybody here. And yeah, usually we will live. Our plan is to live stream it.
That'd be amazing.
And that would be great. And if so, we usually do. We try to live stream as much as we can these days because
awesome.
It's harder to get people out to shows.
That's the problem, isn't it? It's not easy. Like, okay, so you definitely seem to be like a band that loves to tour and loves to play live. So, what's the craziest thing then you've seen at a gig, at one of your gigs?
I actually talked to the band about this a couple days ago. The craziest thing, we were playing in Gallup, New Mexico.
Right.
And and we were there and we played the gig, and that was fine. That was great. The show went well, and this guy comes up. He says, "Hey, I live right behind here. I'm an artist, and I've got the bands that come through here. I'd like to have them sign my wall. Would you come back and sign my wall?"
Right.
So I was like, "Of course, yeah. Why not? I mean, what are you going to be mean and not sign a wall? It's nothing for me." So I walked back there with one of the others, and I walk in the room and I'm signing the wall. And I hear him screaming, yelling at somebody, saying, "You dumb bitch!" And I hear smacking noises. And I'm like, what? And I'm turning around thinking I'm going to have to fight this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's obviously doing something. And I see him smacking this girl on this couch. It was a real doll. It was a one of those rubber real dolls, those sex dolls. And like literally, he's just sitting there yelling at it. And he comes back over. He's like, "I'm sorry. I can never get her to shut up." And I'm like, okay. So I go back in. I'm like, nobody's going in there alone. No one.
That's insane.
That was probably the craziest thing I've seen.
That's scary.
It was pretty scary. You're on the road. You're living out of a van or a RV. I don't remember what we were in at the time, and you don't know. So we were like, "Oh, well, maybe we'll just park here beyond the venue." No way. We're out. let's get 100 miles between us.
Jesus, that's mental. All right, and so the next one then, which three bands would be your ultimate touring buddies?
Oh, this is a hard one.
I can't get that picture out of my head now.
I've never gotten it out of my head, and it's disturbing. Are these bands that are still together, I would imagine?
Or dead or alive? Dead or alive.
All right. I would have to say Slayer would be one. Iron Maiden.
In their prime, though, yeah?
And in their prime, yes. Iron Maiden in their prime. But, hell, I take it now. I love those guys. And maybe Lamb of God.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be a cool lineup. Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be a weird lineup, but it would be, I'd love that.
That'd be cool, man. Okay. I want to go back to the band name then. Dude, is that what you're known as, Dude?
Our name is the Distinguished Order of Disobedience. I joined this band. It had been a band already, but I joined this band about 10 years ago. And the first thing I said was, we got to change this dude thing. I don't like it. And they're like, yeah, all right. I'm like, well, I see this. What does it stand for? They said, it's the Distinguished Order of Disobedience. I'm like, well, we're not going to find anything better than that.
No.
That's great. That's awesome. The name is actually, it's named after a little-known Austrian medal that was given to soldiers who won a battle by disobeying a direct order.
Okay. Right.
Very strange, but I love it. I was like, that's great. So when I started helping the the machine that has to happen these days. You know, with musicians are not musicians anymore. They're marketing. They're this, that, the other thing. I don't know. We try our best.
Yeah.
I figured out that nobody can spell the Distinguished Order of Disobedience, and nobody's going to take the time to do so. So we went back to the DOOD.
That's cool.
That's what happened. So it's DOOD. And now I find that on streaming sites and stuff, it's still hard to find the DOOD. I don't know why, but it is. It seems like it would be the simplest thing in the world. Sometimes you got to spell it to Alexa or whoever.
Really? Yeah.
But it's okay. You can find it. It's there. And it's just a little bit easier. And now it's, of course, just way too late to change the name.
Of course it is, yeah. Because you've been going along a fair time, but I mean, you're getting some really good reviews on the videos and that, and I mean, you're getting out there, aren't you? So that's amazing. What would you say then has been your biggest accomplishment so far with DOOD?
Honestly, we played this festival called Welcome to Rockville,
right?
Which is done at the Daytona Speedway, where they do the Daytona 500. You know, and it's a 3-day concert, like Metallica, Stained, Slipknot, like every band you can imagine was there. And we actually entered this contest through we entered a contest with videos and competed against a bunch of people. Right. I do not like competitions. Right. I don't believe it should be a competition because I think it's all subjective. I think that you know, what's good for you might not be good for me, but it's definitely, you know, it's something else is I'm going to love and you're going to hate. So it's you know, it doesn't really work that way. But so we did this, and we did it the whole way through, and every week we put in a new video, and this was going on for months. Right. And like, we were making videos every week just to just put stuff out, and we wound up not winning. We wound up not winning the contest, but the people who were running the contests liked us so much that they put out another vote to see if we should go ahead and play it anyway. And so we were voting, and everybody said yes. So we did. So we got to play Welcome to Rockville, which was a great festival here in Florida, which and it was just amazing. I say that's probably we've had a lot of accomplishments, but we've won awards for our videos, which is kind of neat. Matter of fact, I think I just heard we might have won a new award for 2,000 miles, which is kind of neat. Really? That's cool. But we got a lot of accomplishments. That was kind of like one of those things that we really worked really hard at. And by the end of it, we were like, why are we doing this? You know, but we stuck it out. And I feel like we did accomplish something by actually getting through. So
if there was a musician's Mount Rushmore, which 4 would be your figureheads?
All right. I asked this to the band. I'm just going to answer for myself, and they're all going to choose because I'm the singer, and I'm going to just, you know, I can't. There's only 4. You know what I mean? Yeah. I will give honorable mention to King Diamond. Right. But I would say Rob Halford from Judas Priest would have to be on there. I would definitely say I'd have to go with I think it's hard. I'm gonna stick with metal as well because there's others. Prince would be on anybody's Mount Rushmore, I think. Because he was just great, but I'm not putting him on this one. Rob Halford, we're gonna have to go with Bruce Dickinson. I want to say I'm going to go away from singers. Randy Rhoads would have to be on there. Yeah, absolutely. Ozzy. So that's 4. That's 4. Just from a standpoint, the people who really pioneered all of this, the metal that people love, even the stuff like even the heavier stuff. Like I'm a big fan of really really heavy stuff, but like Jora, stuff like that. It would, it just wouldn't be it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. It just wouldn't. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I have to go with.
Brilliant. Yeah, talking about Prince, it was in a bargain pocket, Purple Rain CD. And I thought, I'll buy it, and I hadn't heard it for years. And do you know what it is? His guitar playing on that album is amazing. It really is.
It's amazing. I like every couple of years I'll listen to that album.
Fantastic.
And it's just amazing. The songwriting is brilliant. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there was a thing he couldn't do.
No, I agree. It's just funny. It was just like, days ago, I bought that CD in a bargain bucket. I thought, this for years. It's fantastic. It's really good. Yeah. Of course, I'll be listening to your album more. All right, man. So if there was a metal song about yourself, a made-up metal song, what would it be called?
A made-up metal song about myself. Oh man, that really is a tough question. That I thought about it. I understand, but that's a tough question. It's a good one too. I would say, well, right now I'd probably have to say broke. But
yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, that'd be mine.
I'd probably say memoirs of a has-been that never was.
Okay. What are your two favorite albums of all time then?
I'm sorry, my two favorite albums?
Yeah, of all time.
Two favorite albums of all time. Well, I would say the first one would have to be Motorhead Ace of Spades.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the album, you know.
Yeah.
Then it gets a little tougher. But yeah, I would say I'm going to have to go with perhaps I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it very simple. I think maybe, and I know this isn't the most popular thing, but it might not be. I'm going to have to say probably Metallica, Kill 'Em All was a album.
That was an landmark album, wasn't it? Absolutely.
But I mean, it's so hard because like there are so many. If somebody asked me my favorite album, I could never just say it's this.
No, I'm the same. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? It's impossible, actually. Yeah, it really is. It depends how you're feeling that day as well. Do you know what I mean?
Look at AC/DC Back in Black. Yeah. Perfect album.
Exactly.
Whether you like the music or not, you can listen to that whole thing front to back.
Mm-hmm.
Down there. I don't know, but I only had two, so that's what I went with.
Absolutely. All right, and so then can you give us 4 words to describe the Distinguished Order of Disobedience? That is 4 words.
4 words.
Yeah.
Describe. Okay. 4 words to describe the loud, kind. We like to be kind.
Good to be kind.
And persistent.
Vinyl or digital?
I'm gonna have to say vinyl. Man. Something about it warms my heart.
Okay. Since you're Florida, you'd buy Florida Keys, yeah?
We're close enough.
I love Dexter. You ever seen Dexter series?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the earlier ones, yeah, and also the scenery and everything. It just came into my head then because thinking about, I was going to ask you pizza or beer, but I'm going to ask you Cuban food or beer.
Cuban food or beer. Now, me personally, I'm going to answer this twice. Personally, I'm going to go with Cuban food. But as a band, I can guarantee you the general consensus would be beer. So.
Okay. Awesome. So, do you have lots of serial killers in Florida then?
Doesn't seem so much today we do, but we've had them.
Yeah.
I mean, Ted Bundy stuck around here for a little bit. We had Eileen Wuornos, the female one, and there was that other guy who also
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein. You know, he was Wisconsin. He was Wisconsin. I'm a horror movie and horror buff and
man.
But there was another fellow who was Richard something who was in Gainesville, Florida, who was killing people around University of USF up there, or USF. Anyway, one of the universities up there in Gainesville.
Right. Do you prefer a festival or a small intimate gig?
I'm going to go with festival. We do a lot of intimate gigs, more festivals.
Okay. Are you guys saints or sinners?
I can't tell you because we don't have enough time, but I'm going to go with Saints.
All right. And the final one is, we weren't going to go political, but I know the answer to this anyway. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, or Kermit the Frog?
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
All the way.
Kermit rocks. Kermit rocks. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Yeah, check out the brand new album. If you're a fan of ours and if you've seen us or heard our other stuff and liked it, you're gonna love this one. This one's definitely. I'm so excited about this entire album. If you haven't heard us, check us out, because we're working hard for you, whether you know it or not. Also, even if you don't check us out, make sure you're checking out other people you've never heard of before. When you see somebody you haven't heard of playing at your local pub or whatever they're doing, go and see them. Those people deserve to be heard at least once. And if they suck, don't go back. But if they don't, you might have found your new favorite band. So make sure you do that.
Absolutely.
And nothing but peace and love for everybody, man. And let's all have a great year coming up.
That This one's for you. You're my final girl.